What's going on, Acolyte Squad? My name is Oliver and welcome to another Acolyte tutorial. Today we're going to be going over a SKRILLEX style hit, but it's not like his one from 2012 kind of area. It's not one of those, it's more of his more recent hits with lots of reverb. So you can actually hear this in my last video. I did a video on the main bass here, and people were asking to hear how I made the initial hit of the song. And so that's what we're going to be going over, and this is what it sounds like. Yeah, so let's just hear that on its own for a sec. So really what makes it, like, it sounds good on its own, but what makes it sound like a SKRILLEX kind of hit is the sidechain with all the crashes. It just kind of ties it all together and makes it blend really well. And so later on, I actually have some automation going on. That's kind of cool. Oh, this one too. So we're going to be learning how to put all that together. And it's actually more than just this one hit. You can hear later on in the song, I've got a full kind of Lfos modulation going on. So this is what it sounds like. So if you play it, like that. So that's what it sounds like. I also went over this sound in my live stream that I did yesterday, and people seem to like what I was doing in the live stream, so I think I'm gonna start doing it every Monday. So if you want to tune into that, I'll just be making music, doing feedback on a live stream for you guys. So I'll post my Facebook account link in the description, so go send me a friend request and you'll get notified whenever I'm streaming. So without further ado, let's get into the sound. Okay, here it is. Anyone who watched the live stream, it was like 1,500 people have watched it at this point. And so someone must have come from there. I actually went over this. Well, I didn't go over it, I just showed everyone. This is one of the presets in this preset pack that I'm working on. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so first of all, Oscillator A. We got it down 2 octaves, and we got the unison at 1, didn't touch this stuff. Wavetable position is at 1. FM is at 58% and it's FMing from B. Level is all the way down, and I didn't really touch anything else there. So it's in matrixy C64 right there. Oscillator B is at 0 octaves. Wavetable position is at 59. Sync is at 2.05%. And level is all the way down because it is getting FM'd from Oscillator A. Last oscillator is the sub. I've got it on direct out. Got it on the sine wave and 2 octaves down, and level all the way 0. Okay, let's take off all these filters, or all these effects to begin with. Alright, so this is it without anything on it. Sweet. So I've got some pretty serious Lfos going on, so it might take a bit to go through. Alright, so first filter, we've got a high notch. So the cutoff is at 280 Hertz. Resonance is at 38%. Frequency is at 68%. And drive is at 18%. And I've only got it on Oscillator A. Nice. Next is hyperdimension. We've got the mix at 18%. And I don't think I touched any of these. And then for dimension, I've got the mix at 23% and the size is at 11%. Next is a filter. Just add some more growliness to it. So the cutoff is at 289 Hertz. Resonance is at 16%. Drive is at 13%. And the mix is at 0. I don't know why I had to click on it to see it's at 0. Next is distortion. Got it on hard clip here. Drive is at 58% and mixes all the way up. Next is a flanger. Rate is at 0.13 Hertz. Depth is all the way up. Feed stays at 50% and mix is at 62%. Next is phaser. Rate is all the way down, depth is at 25%, frequency is at 127 hertz, and feed is at 80%. I don't think I touched that. Last thing is the mix at 59%. Next is EQ. So I've got the first frequency at 76 hertz. The Q is at 57% and didn't touch the gain because it is a cutoff band. Next band is a peak. And then I've got the frequency at 2041 hertz. Q is at 60% and gain is at 7.4 decibels. Next is the multiband compressor. Got the threshold at negative 12.7 decibels. Didn't touch any of these. Release is at 67.9 milliseconds and turn on multiband. And lastly, we've just got the reverb. So I've got it on Hall. Size is at 29%. Decay is at 5.5 seconds. Low cut is at 35%. I don't think I touched that. Didn't touch that. Didn't touch that. And mix is all the way down to be modulated by an LFO. Cool. So now let's go into the LFOs. So LFO 1 is just simply going down. It's on trigger at 1/8. And it's just on sync going up 14. Next is LFO 2. It's at 1/4 on trigger. And it's going to a lot of things. So let's go through them. So first is going to the sub oscillator and the level of the oscillator A. So it's at 80 and 73. Next is on the cutoff of the high notch going in both directions at 43. And then, wait, did I? Yeah. And then it's also on the frequency going down negative 27 of the filter. Next is on hyperdimension, going up 25 on the mix of hyper. Then it's going up 13 on the cutoff of the filter. It's going up 20 on the frequency of the phaser. And it's going up 28 on the frequency of the first band of the EQ. Cool. So LFO 3 is going to the rates of both LFOs 1 and 2. And so I have it going up 15 and 18. So on LFO 2, it's going up with just one arrow. And then on LFO 1, I've got it going both ways. And this is what it looks like. So we've got it on 2 bars, trigger, and everything else is the same. And by the way, to lock, to get straight lines like this, you just put this up to 16 and hold shift as you draw. And you can make like pretty perfect notes. Cool. So now there's LFO 4. Let's see what that is on. LFO 4 is on the wetness of the reverb. So that's why you can hear the rise in the beginning. And so I've got it going up straight up. And the LFO 4 is at 41. Like it's going up 41. LFO 5. Okay, so LFO 5 is the master tuning. So I have that going up 2, but is getting modulated by macro 4, which I have all the way down right now. So if I turn that back on, next we'll go to the other macros. So we've done that already. Let's just go up. So vowliness. Macro 3 we've got on, so we've got macro 3 on the frequency of the EQ going up 13. Yeah. Next we've got oscillator B wavetable position, which is macro 2, and it's on the wavetable position of oscillator B. Who would have thought? So that's going up 65, and let's hear what that sounds like. So you can really play around with it as much as you want. And then the last one is on a phaser, it looks like. Yeah, so this is the mix of the phase filter. So let's just play around with that. It's going up all the way. cool. I had pretty much zero post-processing on it. I literally just took out the bass. So yeah, I guess that's your sound. So you can really play around with this a lot. I'm sure if you found other wavetables or moved the octaves around, it would sound awesome. And just a quick note, I'm not playing it on F2. I'm playing it 2 octaves up, which is why oscillator A is on -2 and the sub oscillator is on -2. That's it. That's the sound. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.